place here. Just having a day out, aren't we? So it's a pound here. Oh, just a bit of filming up. Okay, we've just arrived at our destination. We've come to visit the West Stow Anglo-Saxon Village. It's a big place where they reenact how the pagan Saxon people used to live in reenactment of a village, isn't it? And they've got a museum here. And it's actually a country park too. Nature reserve, so we go that way. Right, there's an information board. We're going to be viewing some of that today. I don't know if we'll do all of it, but some of it. There we are. This is the visitors centre. It's really hot today. It's a weird doorway, isn't it? I've just gone into the museum bit. This is the genealogy of Suffolk. What are these then?
It's a skeleton of a plesiosaur.
Skeleton of a plesiosaur. Oh, that's one you can tell something, can't you? And that's what it looked like, that green thing there. Yeah. Huge bones, isn't they?
It's a pelvis of an elephant.
Oh wow. Those little sheep shells there. There's a massive one there.
Neolithic tools.
Yeah. I wonder what they used them for, do you think? Cutting things? Digging into things? Ripping things open? Isn't it? Sometimes not convinced that's what they were though. These are axe head and flints blades. Oh, these are arrowheads, look. Funny how there's like an instinct to do that then, isn't it? And make them to...
Well, I reckon the first lot of farming came from the Middle East according to this.
That is a carved mace head of a red deer antler. And it's decorated with a tribal spiral design, which probably has a mystical significance in Neolithic times. It's actually found in a river. Not the spiritual men, like the circle of life or something. Now this is the Bronze Age. That part there. I wonder what that little, like the little lines on the side are. Say anything about it? Cobbledern. It was inverted over cremated bones of a man aged 22. Really? And where's the bones of this person then? That was like an urn, like a cremation type urn. Oh wow. And there's all the axes and the weapons that are made. You can really see the bronze coming out in that one, can't you? And there's the spearheads.
It's funny how they jumped from that to that in such a small space of time, and yet
exactly, from
the
that
advancement of their weapons was like a bit like going from reel to reel in the 40s to CDs. It's a big jump in such a small period of time.
Yeah, it is. I agree
Where
with
did
that.
that come from?
Personalised items there, that bangle. What that is, that's like a hairpin, is it? Something to break. Oh, fasten clothes. Okay. How do they know what's what though? This is another cremation urn. When it was found, it contained 2 pipe clay figurines of Venus. It was discovered in 1880 by men digging drains. So it probably contained the bones of a person. It was once actually held olive oil from southern Spain. This is a Roman pillar, 3rd century, so that is very old. And this is the bronze hoard. 6,500 pieces of bronze weighing about 200 pounds in weight. Wow. What they were going to do with it. Here we have the Iron Age. It's a timber trough. This is a cauldron.
And here's where the Romans arrived.
Wine strainer up there. Huh? Got a wine strainer up there, Dad. Yeah. Another cauldron. This is the what? Sorry, this is when the Romans arrived. Yeah. This is what they brought with them. More fancy artifacts. These are quite good, aren't they? Look at the detail in these. I'll try and zoom in on them. They're furniture and drinking vessel fitments. Basically, used to go on drinking vessels and furniture. Just like fitments to make it look nice. Oh, look at the Roman tableware and pewter up there. And there's some crowns there. 28. Ritual crowns worn in religious sites. Similar crowns were found locally on a temple near Lackford in Hockwold. The Roman occupation. See pottery. Obviously we had pottery before them, didn't we? So it's not like they brought that, it's just their pottery, isn't it? It's a carding comb, that is. That was used to prepare wool for spinning. And they're pins and needles. Mostly made from bone. And there's spindle wools, let's go with spindles. These are hammers there. Hammers. Chains there. Oh, this is Roman coins. Roman coins there. Look, they've all been glued into there, don't they? Yeah. There's a casket for burial there. It was discovered in 1977 in a garden. It had been placed in a wooden casket which had rotted away. However, the bronze casket fitment has survived. Hasp, 2 handles, 8 rings, a pair of lion mast studs, originally adorning a lock plate, a lock bolt, and a ring key. So those things on the front of that box that they've recreated is the originals, the fitments. They didn't actually say what was in it.
Maybe buns in there.
Oh, okay, I'll go to that in a minute. The grave goods consisted of same ware dish. Okay. Anyway, look, some bones in here. Some bones. It's strange how they used to like sort out. So what did they do? Used to burn people to get it down to the bones or what? That being blunt. I don't know if I can sort of see it there. I'm trying to zoom in a bit. That's like real bones, you know. Look at that. Ooh. That's called a rogue Tumbler burial. Glass vessel containing cremated bones. And it would contain perfume, liquid or ointment. Apparently these early antiquaries believed that these small bottles held the tears of the bereaved and called them the tear bottles, or the lacmatonriates, or tomonriates. And coins would be found amongst the bones. The Romans usually placed a coin in the dead person's mouth. It was intended as a payment to the Charon, who in Roman mythology ferried the souls across the river to the River Styx to the next world. Oh. That one's... The group included a tinned bronze spoon and a silver spoon and a bronze pin. This is a child's grave. This is from a child's grave. Oh, excuse me. Child's grave, those posters there. What's there? Wow.
From the excavation, the finds, the years of experimental archaeology, and the testing of reconstructed buildings. But this is only one interpretation, and there is still much that is not known. Archaeology cannot provide all the answers we need. Another important source is the Beowulf Story, once told by the Anglo-Saxons themselves in villages like Stow. This imaginative adventure, passed down through generations, can give glimpses of other aspects which leave no evidence. So just who were the real Anglo-Saxons? What were their thoughts, their passions, their loves and their fears? When you walk up to the reconstructed village, you will be walking in their footsteps.
This is a map, scaled map of the reconstructed Saxon or Anglo-Saxon village that we're going to visit now. I'm using his method at the moment, but you can watch him nap and act from a call in sort of 20 minutes. That's quite an interesting video to watch. But he's a prehistoric survival expert as well, so he actually takes all these kind of things out into the wild and uses them. So he's actually really interesting to talk to if you're interested in the actual use of the objects and how they were made. He's sort of got first-hand experience of making them, so it's really interesting to watch his videos. It's sort of quite good. But this one was actually made by John Bull, so it was made but look at that. That's one of the houses there. It's been reconstructed. Oh. It says what it would have been like, yeah?
Yeah.
So the woodland would have provided timber and a place for hunt animals. Road located some north of the village. It's the first sort of beginnings of towns, wasn't it, and villages.
Did you know the F word was Anglo-Saxon?
Yeah. Reconstruction of a hut. Yeah. You could break your ankle here. Oh wow. Reminds me of a stable. Is this where they would keep the animals then, yeah? Just like an early sort of animal house, yeah? Stable type thing. What do you think of that? That just leads to a field. There's a close-up of this one. Is called the Sunken House. How people used to live in pits, on a roof that came down to the ground. I don't get how they'd know. Let's have a little look at the outside for an example. But yeah, as you can see, put timber on top, heavy timber on top to weight that down, all that straw. So there must have been farming like wheat then to get the straw. Dave's going in. Oh, look at this, the detail on this, I love this. That is gorgeous. Yeah, let's go in. And it's got like little wooden steps. I get no help from my husband. And that's the roof. I don't know if you can see it because it's a bit dark in here now, isn't it? Oh, we go. The camera's playing up. Yeah, it's actually quite cool in here, isn't it? It's boiling outside, isn't it? But, oh, I don't like them cobwebs. But I suppose if it was sleeping in here, rather than that's the raw elements and the wild animals, you'd stay in here, wouldn't you, with the spiders back in them days?
Yeah, but then again, because this would have been in use, and you'd have like, you know, like people moving about in and out, there wouldn't be that many spiders.
Yeah.
It's only because these are
My
left.
camera keeps getting steamy. Excuse this.
It's only because like these are left to the elements.
Yeah.
We're saying you.
Now this is the Sunken House, and it would be formed in a pit. So the floor would be quite low, a lot lower, wouldn't it? And then this roof structure would be placed to top up on it. But I wonder what they put on the floor. So I wouldn't have walked in. Just straw. So I wonder why I didn't reenact that in here then. Okay, I don't know what this structure is. Looks something to do with the animals though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was just saying that the inside there, the timbers are very squared off in there, so that's not really that accurate, is it? Of a reconstruction, because that's a mechanical cut piece of timber, isn't it? Oh, I don't know what this is, but it smells. But it's probably the village oven. It's a horrible smell. Yeah, that's an oven, isn't it? An outdoor oven. Where they bake their bread and things like that. Yeah. And over here is, I don't know, It's a smithy of some sort.
Blacksmith. Cool.
Yeah, this is where they'd be doing their, what, iron? Casting iron? Or bronze? Did bronze come first, didn't it? Yeah, there's probably bronze stuff in there. It's not working. I think so. Please don't tell me it's a doghouse. I don't think they did that back then days, do you?
Their own little oven.
Oh, it's an oven. I thought it was a doghouse. What's this one called, eh?
Oldest house.
The oldest house. Why is it that?
This has actually got floorboards in this one.
No public entry in here though. In here. Oh. Wow. Remind me of old barns I used to see out in Poland, this does. Yeah, cobwebs under there. I think there's a wild wasp nest somewhere in there. There's too many wasps around it. Going on to this. Well, that's the oldest house. What do I mean by the oldest house? It's the oldest reconstruction house. So, huge timbers on that. That. And this is the weaving house. The walls are made from oak tree split radically to produce triangular planks. Oh. This house was based on one that was burnt down in Anglo-Saxon times. Okay, it's got like a window area there. Oh wow, look at these floorboards. So there's a pit below. What would the pit be used for then? Oh, obviously that's why it's called the weaving house, because there's weaving frames there. Ah, this is nice. So, yeah, there's a pit below here. I can see the pit just below. It's not that deep though. Probably a couple of feet. But weaving, yeah. And what they would do, they'd put, I don't know how I know this, but they'd put that through and weave in and out, like that. Run it across and then push that up. To push it up to that. And then just keep building it and building it. That's been my former life. Oh, little bird's nest there. Is that a house? Martin, isn't it? Nest. It could be a robin's nest. It's very humid in here. Yeah, these floorboards don't feel safe. Walking on them.
Rudimentary lock with one door.
Yeah. That's unusual, isn't it? So, literally, we pushed over like that. And that'd be put down to stop it being reopened in the night. Once you're in, you're in. Simple, but effective, isn't it? It's more of the house on the outside. Hall. Oh, look at this. I think this one's a bit more like for meeting, is it? Or something like that. Meetings? Ceremonies, maybe. This one's fascinating. Well, do you want to do a bit of filming then? Do you want to do a bit of filming then? There's a door there. Sort of similar lock to that other house. System on it. Lovely, huge, wide planks. Look, all those oak trees are cut down to get this. That's it there. And there's the fire pit, the cauldron on it. And the person of importance would probably sit there and greet his guests or have his meetings in that chair. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably when they do like reenactment days. This house is called the Living House. Used as living and sleeping place for up to 10 people.
Wow.
Again, similar lock system. Look at the depth of that roof there.
Yeah.
The depth of it.
It's thick, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Keep the food in here as well. Oh, this is where they'd all sleep. God. Sleep all together like that. They didn't worry about social distancing then, did they? They just had the herd immunity.
Kept the rain off their head. See where they've had fires, look.
Fires from the fire pit there. I wonder who'd get that bed over there then.
Tribal leaders, wouldn't it?
Must be really cool to sleep here actually. Get out then. That's obviously from a... Is that from a fox? This fur. That's the bed there.
Hoofed creature here.
What is that up there above the bed? I think there used to be a beehive there.
Just drop their hanky.
Don't pick it up.
Fox?
I think so.
Big fox there is.
Similar locking systems to the other houses again.
One more sturdier, this one.
And that'd lock it. That's just the hall house that was just in. Just taking a shot of it. It's a good view from here. And this is the living house. Where people would go and sleep. Weren't any different from us, were they really? Weren't any different from us, were they? Somewhere to sleep, somewhere to eat, somewhere to go and have a party and meet and things like that. It's not much different, is it? So what's this? Probably where we keep the wood. Oh, there's loads of wasps around these things. The farmer's house. Oof. Self-explanatory, isn't it? Oh, I love that window. Oh, Dave. Witch's mark. The witch's outfit. Or pagan outfit. Wow. That's a shield, a fighting shield there. And what's this? Is that a bed? that part is there.
Storage.
You lift it up. There's a little hole there.
Yeah, it's been filled in.
Oh.
Stop you from doing it.
There's pots. Where they'd store their stuff, their food and that. So it'd be cool in here, wouldn't it?
Notice how in here they've changed the way that they did the route. Look, it's cross-reading.
Yeah. Started to develop more skills, didn't they? Yeah, the inside, like, be crisscrossing. Love that little window. That was the farmer's house, that one. I like that one, that's really nice. I'd live in that, definitely. And we're going to this one, which looks a bit more like our houses today, don't they, of the old style. That looks more, I don't know, looks a bit like Tudory, doesn't it? Is there a name on this one? This is more grander, isn't it?
This is like for the chief or something. The Lord. Back into this tall.
What's it, storage in there? Oh, that is a shame they've done that. What's this mean? Some sort of coat of arms there, or shield. Coat of arms, isn't it? I think it's just old Roman writing, actually, looking at that. It just looks very similar to what I've seen, I think, before. Oh, I think I'm going to sit here. Okay. Right, I've just done all the houses there. It's okay, it's really interesting, but the only thing is, because of this COVID thing going on, they didn't tell us this at the desk, but from what other people were behaving like, I think they've told them only one family party in it, one unit in at a time. And every time we went into one of these houses, someone came along and started waiting outside, and you felt like you just had to get out quickly, didn't you? Because you didn't want to keep them waiting. So we couldn't really take our time around it. And just like, you know, trying to absorb the experience. So, a bit of a fail on that. I really do think this is something you should come back to when all this stuff has just knobbed off, really. Isn't it? Because it's spoiling everything. It's literally spoiling everything. It's not just that, what, sorry?
It's not just that, it's the fact that, you know, people's behaviour is rude as
couple
well.
got a bit uppity with us, innit? Because we accidentally walked in front of them, and I thought they'd finished.
Well, I thought
but they hadn't.
They were reading and talking.
They were reading and talking still. They hadn't actually gone in the house, so we just walked into the house, you know. But she made a bit of a rude comment. I heard her. But that's just people for you. I don't know. Times like this, it either brings the best out of people or the worst. I always say that, isn't it? The selfish or the nice people, or the kind people. And unfortunately, I've come across a lot of the selfish ones during this pandemic. But anyhow, that's humans for you. Oh, nearly got Dave falling there then. That would have been classic. But yeah, it's good here if you're into history, but I would advise you to wait until this is all over with and you can go in and take your time in some places, because that's all it is. That is all it is there. So there's not a lot to go in, but there's a lot to see inside of it, to get me to try and sort of work out what's what, isn't it? And you can't take your time because
also,
you've got people waiting to go in.
Recommendation, bring a packed lunch, bring your own drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Because the shopping here is extortionate.
Oh my God, we bought
2 ice creams,
Yeah,
2 drinks.
2 ice lollies.
Oh, sorry, 2 ice lollies, which was a Solero feast, and 2 Oasis cost £9.
£9. Isn't that disgusting? Oh, a bloody rip-off.
I said to the woman, I said, where's your balaclava and baseball bat?
What did she say to you? That she agreed the prices have gone up, and it's gone up.
They've been doubled since the pandemic.
Apparently they've put them all up because of the pandemic. Can you believe this?
Disgusting.
So this is another thing that I'm getting annoyed at businesses doing. They're putting their prices up because they've had to shut down for a little while. Well, it's not our fault, is it? This has happened. So why are we having to pay for it? Why are we having to pay for it? But anyway, that's just another moan.
I mean, the customers are coming back to enjoy it.
Yeah.
They're not coming back to be ripped off.
Yeah, exactly. It puts you off coming out. Really does. Yeah.
Going from 8-reel tape and reel-to-reel tape to suddenly CD players is such a huge jump in such a small space of time. And it's how did they advance that fast?
Maybe started taking colour roll or something.
I think it's probably down to like change in, I suppose, living as well, because the Neolithic period was when you first get farming and domestication of animals. So whether because they could then farm their own animals, they're not relying on having to go out and hunt and follow the herds of animals around, they can keep them in their own fields or with them. Then if you're farming, I suppose you've got more time to start building a social structure where you've got people that need
Exchanging ideas as well.
And you've got more things to protect as well. If you've got your own sort of farming community, you don't want someone else coming in. I suppose that's maybe where
more of a drive to it as well.
I mean, if you look at the Bronze Age in, say, Britain, the next Bronze Age area outside of Britain, there were some civilisations that were like nearly 150, 250 years ahead of us, even at that point, because there's structures around the world that have been built in that period.
That they were building pyramids when there were still mammoths here. There's something like that, isn't it? That they
it's not just there, but if you think about even in ancient
Greece,
Japan and China.
Greece, isn't it? The same. They were very advanced, weren't they? Greece.
In Japan.
It's like we were quite backward to
Well, they were writing,
like
weren't they? They were writing and doing stuff like that, weren't they? Communication that way.
I don't know whether it's because we didn't have the people coming over here, but they got over here in the end at some point, didn't they? I don't know.
Found us eventually.
I don't know whether it must be sort of something to do with the sort of transference of ideas between sort of different groups.
I wonder if it's when someone came, visited and taught us, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sort of stuff with them.
Yeah.
Let's just go into the museum.
This is cooling down a little bit.
Is that a kiln?
Wow.
What's that? What's this you found? What is this? The gods of early Anglo-Saxon period. The gods.
What it was, and that's what it is now.
Oh, right. So that's how to spell Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Dag. Sorry. Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Tuesday. Then
Thunderous Day.
what's Dag?
And
Wednesday.
Friggers Day. Friday.
Thursday. Which is Thursday.
No, Thun.
Oh, Thun.
Then.
Oh, yeah, there's an N in between, so it's Thursday.
Things changed.
It's Thursday, and then Frickensteg was Friday. But isn't that a beautiful carving? That's really beautiful.
Hairfest.
Hairfest. It's like the accent, isn't it, in there?
Halaf. Bread.
They say that in the Middle East, halaf. No.
Yeah. Fuel. Fire.
Yeah. God of fire is Fjord.
Moose. Perhaps.
Muse. Where's Muse?
Moose.
End. A beginnen, and begin. So we've just literally shortened all our language, haven't they? These are what the archaeologists' evacuations found 2 types of wooden buildings here, halls and houses. they got. Some pottery there. Small fragments found under the floorboards. Found in the pits underneath. Some burnt timber there. Look at that, a plumb bob to get a straight line. That's really cool, isn't it? Oh, and this is like the lock Saxon door. You just saw some of the houses that we did there. Just to lock it. It's pretty clever, I think. So basic, but just works so well. What's in here? Oh, these are the antiquarians and archaeologists from back in the day, in the 18th century. Some of the pictures of them. These are the digs they found there. These were fabric, textile and beads from the grave found on the West Stow Heath. There's graves there. Yeah, I believe there's a big burial site here. Not far. Oh, there's some bolts from the Sutton Hoo ship burial. Oh, Dave, look. Some bolts from the Sutton Hoo here, which was a ship burial. Is it? Yeah. Oh, wow. Original find bags that they put them in and they found something. They found 2 skeletons dug at the West Stow Heath in Suffolk, 1849. Oh, I know they've got to dig and find out about a history, but I do wonder, do they not put the people back where they found them? That's what I don't like. Do they put them back?
Dogs.
Dogs have been found and were probably used for hunting. Yeah, see, that's how long the dog's been a man's best friend.
They use for logs. And you see the splits down where they put the grooves to split it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said to you, like, it's hot iron, wasn't it? Or something like that, like bits of metal to split it, start the split. Yeah, I've watched it before. It's quite interesting. Some bones, cattle bones, pig's bones, sheep bones, even horses were used for transport, but butchery traces, so some may have been eaten. Oh, I was eating horses as well, Dave. Some of the words, what they used to say, have been changed into our everyday. Coo, cow now.
Drinking horn.
Yeah, drinking vessels. There's a man there drinking out of one there in the photograph. There's the ovens, where they would cook like their bread or their soups and stews. Things like that. Oh look, little iron knives there. Oh, that is so cool. Copper alloy bowl, Copper alloy bowl. Plant bone. Oh, that was fun. Dog saving bones. What's that there back there? Bone dye found. I don't know what bone dye is. I have to look that up. Just see through that. That's a silver knob-headed pin with a ring moulding. It's so tiny, I've put it under a magnifying glass, but I can't see it very well. Some more stuff here. These are iron and bone pins. They were used like during weaving or to fasten clothes. Some iron shears there, like the first type of scissors. These are spindle wheels. Wow. What's that here, though?
That, believe it or not, is a thermometer.
That's a thermometer, early one,
It
yeah.
records, it basically recorded, like changed the temperature.
This is what
It's got
an
human hair in
archaeologist,
it.
isn't it? Archaeologist?
It's got human hair in there.
Oh, is it? What is that?
Because it expands and contracts.
Oh, they use strands of human hair inside of it to help it work. This is what an archaeologist's desk would have looked like.
The most important thing about the village was the people who lived there. Imagine the people of Anglo-Saxon West Stow gathered together in the hall to listen to a storyteller.
I think I'd look good in something like that, Dave.
Listen, the fame of Danish kings in days gone by, the daring feats worked by those heroes,
Gain some
are
more
well known.
artefacts.
What thou wast Hrothgar a herresfed youthful, Wegus Wales that him his Wheelmagers ye and I heard of.
That's a West Stow Cemetery Iron Shield boss. That is
his
there.
joyous lair. He was
That was
well
on
aware
St
that
Berry's
his life's days
Edmund's
were done.
grave.
Come to an end.
Bronze arch brooch.
After that deadly encounter,
Possibly an
the
heirloom.
desire of every day
Oh, that's so
was at
sad. It
last
should still be with the
accomplished.
person. And what's this? Number 6 is
But what did these early Anglo-Saxon men and women look like?
just pieces of bronze that they found
They probably looked
in another
very much
grave.
like us.
In a grave.
What they
Where's the
know is a very
bodies?
difficult question
Doesn't
to
mention
answer,
what they've done with the
as
bodies,
soft
does it?
textiles have really survived. The hard items like jewellery and other metal objects have been preserved in graves, and these can provide clues on where they were worn on the person. But we really do not know much about the styles and fashion of the day, apart from the changes
These
which
are
we
like
can see through the centuries.
combs, are they? Yeah, they're combs. They're hair
Which
combs.
we have tried to present here.
Wow.
So how did the fashions change over the centuries they lived here?
These are real bones here now, guys. Look. Leg bones belong to a middle-aged man from West Garth Garden showing signs of arthritis.
This Germanic tradition.
The shin also shows marks of a heavy blow, a possible heel battle injury that can be seen on the same individual skull.
Our 5th century
there.
woman is shown with
You see it on the skull. Oh, and he's ended up in the museum. I just don't like seeing this sort of stuff.
connecting over and undergarments. Male costume has little evidence beyond the shirt
Apparently
and
a hole had been
trousers
drilled
found
in the top of his skull during this man's life and probably as a part of a surgical procedure. He was over 50 years old at the age of death. He was buried face down,
in the 6th century.
which is not an unusual practice. It's considered like that people buried in this position stop them return to the world of the living. Was there a link between the trepanation and the method of burial? The man's left hand is also missing, although it is unclear if it is an amputation or whether the bones simply became separated over time. Amputation of a hand or foot was possible punishment for theft. Okay. There's teeth there, belong to a woman. Do not shine in the signs of decay, so low in sugar. That's a fossilised piece of poo, disgusting. Yeah. And there are tweezers, ear scoops and toilet sets for personal grooming there on that tray. This is like fashion, pieces of jewellery. It's interesting, isn't it? Look at this. That's actually lovely, that one. I like that one there. See how she's wearing some around her neck there. I love those like brooch things, brooch pins used to wear to put the blanket or the shawl around them to hold it in place. These are iron shields, and bosses and grips with spears. Very interesting, isn't it? And these are the things they used to make, like pottery. Silver was around, but it was very precious metal. These are brooches, these things, would you believe it? Again, like to hold their shawls together. stuff there. Yeah, here they are again. That's what they used to dress like and look like. Wow, they're really good cranial lines there. That skull. Middle-aged man. Shows a healed possible battle wound caused by a thrown spear. These are tools we use to fight with here. Oh, sword there. Go this way. This is from a grave. This is the person. This man was buried in grave 66. He died in 555 to 603 CE. Would have been about 5'10" tall. He was buried as a warrior with a sword and a shield. Wow. Look at the man's left arm, which is there. It was placed over the sword and the sword pommel was high on the left shoulder. So he's a man of importance and he's ended up here. It's actually really sad. It's actually really sad. It saddens me. A man of such importance, should he end up like this? It says here, a bucket was placed by the man's feet. Buckets were an important vessel for holding mead, ale or beer and would have been placed in the grave as an object of status. They analysed his bone structure and his food made up from plants, including grains to make bread. Fish made up 34% of his diet, highlighting how important the rivers and coasts were for food, as well as for transport back then. Yeah, but the way this man was laid out, holding his sword and shield, suggests that he was a man of importance. I wonder who he was. I wonder. Now here we have a stone coffin. Believed to be the only found one in the Saxon burial in this kingdom. Wow. It's 5'8" in length and it's lidless. It's partially embodied in the gravel. And a few bones were found inside a sort of a small sized, possibly youth or a female with half of a small bronze clasp and 1 or 2 pieces of iron were found within it. And beside it was a spear blade and a boss, whether deposited with the coffin or belonged to another skeleton nearby. It's uncertain. Some more pots here. Well, I think I'm all museumed out. Are you? Who's that there? What is it? Come on, you tell me.
Mid 6th century, 7th century, 624, belonged to a king.
King who?
Raywald, who died in 1624, is of great archaeological importance. Check out the design on it. The armory in this is amazing.
Yeah, the detail's really quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be picked up on that. I mean, can you see that? Maybe I'll zoom in on it.
It's a helmet of kings.
I can't zoom on it, but it's just a detail. I'm hoping this is showing. Beautiful, beautiful. Man on a horse there. And you've got the 2 gods, is it? Standing there with their... Oh, I'm not showing it, but 2 gods standing there. Like as if they're stopping something. Or waiting even. That is amazing. That's King Radbold. wonder what he looked like. Who was he? Does it say anything?
Buried in a ship burial.
There's a man there, his bones, I don't know if you saw it, where he was buried, with his sword and his shield and that, and the way he was buried, like as if it was some importance. Beautiful.
Right, how we're finishing up. Very hot.
It is really hot today.
Very museumed out at the
We need
moment.
to go and cool down, don't we, and have a drink.
Yes, ain't buying more from there.
No, not from here because they're very expensive.
But
Might get
yeah.
a milkshake on the way back, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a place. Amazing history and some great artifacts here. Makes you feel very nostalgic.
Yeah.
Definitely nice for a day out, but bring a picnic and
Yeah,
have
and,
your
wa-
drinks
and
on
wait
hot
for
drink.
the virus to go as well, you know, when all the restrictions are down, because I said like going into the reenacted village there was a bit silly. But it was really nice, I
Yeah,
liked
lovely
it.
place,
I really liked
lovely
it.
place.
There's a lot of history here, a lot of things I've just learned today. Like you?
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Mm.
You
And
know,
I thought I knew quite a lot.
I thought it was quite amazing how, you know, very simple lives meant quite a lot to them.
They're no different to us really, when I look at the buildings and that.
If
Our
anything, I think
ancestors.
we've gone backwards, not forwards.
Yeah, I agree with that actually. Yeah.
Right, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you again soon.
Recommend this place, and we hope you enjoyed the video. And please like
Share.
and sub. Thank you. Bye.
See you all.
Okay.
Without a trace with you.